Cool. Yeah, chip on it.
I couldn't everyone and something. I'm so happy today we here at PX 37 in Norwood, Bronx. Give a hand for the Bronx Lord Karen and being out. Wonderful day. I'm so happy to meet you on the 10th. My name is Leah Austin. I am the interim president. And parents, you could call any of us or email us if you have any questions in regards to your children in the district. We have the IEP rep, our District 75 rep. We have the superintendent, interim president, and Zoro here. And we have everyone here that is able to listen your needs for your children. We're coming up to the end of the year. I know the kids are excited. Um, we are also excited on what everything is going to happen at the end of the year and into the new school year. Give it up for Stephanie again. And we will now turn it and give us more introductions and presentations on what's happening this evening.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to CEC members and our parents. Thank you for being with us tonight. In addition to having joining us for the CEC meeting, we're going to have a special treat. We have a beautiful performance by our rock band, Ms. Bianchi, and our music teacher, and it's our fifth grade rock band, followed by a rendition of the band.
Good evening, my name is Julia. Thank you for coming to our school. We are fifth grade rock band Star Nation. Now, I would like to introduce our members. Isabella Lance on keyboard. There is Isabella on the guitar. Gustavo on glockenspiel. Rayon on bass. Leandre is our drummer and the band leader. And finally, Nashli and I. Buenas noches, mi nombre es Isabela. Gracias por venir a nuestra escuela. Somos la banda de rock de quinto grado, Star Nation. Ahora me gustaría presentarles a nuestros miembros. Itzel y Lance en el piano. Sara y yo en la guitarra. Gustavo en el glockenspiel. Rayon en el bajo. Y finalmente Leandre, nuestro baterista y el líder de la banda. Y Ashley Juliet, nuestro vocalista. Today we are performing Twisted Shout. This song is a really that I brought this then it will be released as podcast. We really like the song because it's Noche presentaremos Twisted Shout. Esta canción fue grabada originalmente por The Band Brothers en 1962 en la ciudad de Nueva York. Luego los adaptaron esta canción en 1974 en Londres. Nos gusta esta canción, nos gusta mucho esta canción porque me hace bailar, me hace cantar mejor.
One, two, three.
We have the devices back there, so if you need Spanish, today is not on me, from our interpreters, please come to them. Our pillars, how we make this all happen. So as I said before, we are a school that was founded in 2014, and ever since then, these are our pillars. Our dual language program, our global education, which now includes not only global competencies, but social justice standards, our service learning programs, where our students get an opportunity to learn about not only how to, not only the academic skills, but also skills that are important for life, right? How to improve our communities. And partnerships first with families, and then with community organizations. So as I said before, I am Ms. Heredia, the principal here at our school. We are a school of 472 students, one principal, assistant principal, Ms. Sisson. In our support staff, we have Ms. Rolon, who is our parent coordinator and is around here today. We have our school counselor, Ms. Rodriguez, and then our office staff, which many of you already know, Ms. Fernandez and Ms. Melendez. As I said before, we are a school of 472 students, of which 18%, approximately 35% of our students are multilingual learners, 165 students, and 18% are students with IEPs, approximately 84 students. We were founded in 2014. We began our school with approximately 100 students, pre-K and kindergarten, and each year we added a grade. In 2022, we became a school at full capacity, serving pre-K through 5th grade. Among the highlights and the things we offer here, the leader in me, but also with the district and the citywide priorities. This is a tool that we use throughout the year with our leadership team, and we use it to update our goals and monitor our progress towards them. Another tool or structure that we use at our school to hold us accountable to those goals is what's called located accountability. This is a structure that we use on different teams One of the teams, as I said before, is the SLT, but we also use it with our attendance team. Teachers use it on their grade teams as well. And it is a way of keeping us accountable, making sure that those goals that we set at the beginning of the year are actually in place and alive throughout the school year. And so every time that we meet, we check in on our previous commitments. And you'll see here that at our SLT, we have representatives from different teams that are able to share with the committee, the entire committee, what they have done throughout the month to address their goals, what successes they've had, if there are any issues or next steps that they would like to address or help, they would like our help addressing, then we have that conversation during those meetings. And then we work together to clear the path. So once again, this is one way of us meeting our goals. So here, in the next couple of slides, we just want to provide you with a more graphic picture, detailed visual of how we achieve our goals. This slide here shows how our principal and our coordinators for the different teams synergize. They work together to implement these school-wide improvement processes. And so we have different teams, Monday PLCs, we have impact team meetings, we have ILT, our instructional teams, and then we have our different committees, one of which is highlighted here as our dual language team. In addition to that, some of you may see yourselves here. These are our partnerships, how we partner with families and our community organizations to build leadership in all of our stakeholders. And so here we have some of the visuals, examples of the activities that we've done throughout the year and that we do on an ongoing basis. For example, our parent walkthroughs, some of you have attended those. These are monthly walkthroughs led by our students, where we visit different classrooms, we visit different floors throughout the building to see how our structures are visible throughout the building. This is also something that is familiar to all of our parents. At each of our PTA meetings, we review our charter. This charter was established in 2022, along with our families, and the question we started with was, how do we want to feel as a member of this school community? And so every month when we come together at our PTA meeting, we check in on that, right? We ask ourselves, how have we made you feel this way? And how have you made others feel this way? Again, it's all about accountability. And it's a reminder that everyone has a voice and everyone has a role in creating the school culture that we wish for. Another example is our cardio drumming, some different parent workshops that we've held throughout the year. And most recently, one that I know many of you love is our 5 love languages, but parent book club, which happens together with our SLT monthly meetings. And here are more pictures of our school-wide practices. Here we see how we deepen the learning, the leadership, and student voice. So you may see some of your children here leading the monthly assemblies for the entire school community. And so once again, our students get to present for one another, classes come up and share their work with one another, and our students also serve as the audience. Empowering students to be integral parts of our leading and learning and within the school community and the school improvement initiatives. So here we see another very important team in our school is our green team. Our green team is responsible for school improvement efforts around sustainability practices. This group of students meets on Fridays, and what they do is engage in different activities, as you can see here, but in addition to that, they visit all of the rooms in the school and they give grades to each of the rooms for their recycling practices. So this is a way of encouraging, teaching students how to recycle and encouraging and motivating them to do so. And here we see more examples of our environment, how it inspires the community and different stakeholders to see their worth and their potential. Here we see another example of how we do this throughout the year. This is one of our annual events, our Fall into Learning School Spirit Week. At the beginning of the year, right after our beginning of the year assessments, we like to launch the different structures for learning. So with different themes throughout the week, we launch the structures. For example, when they have the VIP Sports Day, they are practicing how to work in teams. When they do the Twin Day, they're practicing how to strategy groups. So it's a fun way of introducing the different learning structures that we have for literacy and for math. And here's more about how we align our efforts. So this year, we are a school newly identified as TSI. And so in addition to continuing our efforts towards school improvement, we have aligned the work and the initiatives of the improvement process to what we already have in place, which is our impact teams. So these are our goals as a result of this new status, and this is how we're going to achieve them. This is the vehicle through which we're going to achieve them. And here are more artifacts to show how that work gets done. Some more elements of the leader in me. Okay, and one of my favorites is our students recognizing sport potential with our student assemblies and monthly celebrations. Here we have the students of the month receiving their pizza parties. Here we have our students engaging in independent learning, self-directed learning. So once again, it's promoting our students' voice and celebrating their potential and their worth. Another favorite, I have many, is how we empower our students to learn. Here are our student-led conferences. Many of you are familiar with that. All of you should be familiar with it. This is the new style of conferences since 2020, at the end of 2022. Our students each have a leadership portfolio or a leadership binder, which they share with families during parent-teacher conferences as part of our student-led conference. And here they track their personal and their academic goals. They monitor these goals with the help, and they identify these goals with the help of their teachers during their one-to-one conferences. And then it is their responsibility to work with other classmates or even their teachers to make sure that they are monitoring their progress. And lastly, we want to leave you with it's a short video of how this work is done. So as I said before, we are a Leader in Me school. We are a Lighthouse School, newly identified in 2023. And as a result of the work we've done with the Leader in Me, they have decided to put together a series of videos for New York City schools, of which we are one. We are one of 4 schools that was invited to share their practices. And so they've put together this video, which once again is going to be available to other Leader in Me schools on the Leader in Me website. But I would like to share with you all today. So here we go.
students, and we're working more with the staff directly. And we don't know small days and impact and how we're all working together and building a common path to practice. We have to see that, we have to we have to persevere. And I guess we're bringing that back to the students as well. And I love it because the students are inspiring us when we see this in the classroom, we see them, working together, thinking way different. So that's also nice to see. Going to that. Our students, I mean, they're so honest. They really pick up, I guess, on the vibes. I always tell them our motto is we rise to the challenge, harmony, respect, IB, innovation, as things for that's our motto, but it's also describes our behavioral expectations. So we describe to them that in every area of the building we expect them to show rise. And then we connect each of the values to the 7 habits. Really seeing again the alignment is what was key for us.
Thank you. So that is just a summary of the glimpse of how we align our practices here at our Park Elementary School. It's not just about turn it over to our pre-K and the Student Lighthouse team for our performance. I just want to once again thank you for coming in today, for this moment with us, and invite you to join us for our SLC meeting, which is taking place on Thursday, because we are in the midst of completing and goals for the CPE. So thank you all for joining us. And now we're going to turn it over to our student leaders who will start the show for us. And before we do, I want to introduce our resident artist, pre-K teacher, Ms. Howard. Everybody knows love. These are one of the many people that are building shine. We want to thank her for holding up beyond, not only a pre-K teacher, but many more endless things. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mahia Masabjan, and today the Lighthouse team will be performing the Runaway Pancake, and I'm narrator. This is the story of the Runaway Pancake. It begins with Auntie May, who decided to cook a pancake for lunch one day. She went to her pantry and took out everything she needed to make a big round pancake. She took out flour and eggs, butter, and milk. She mixed the ingredients in a big bowl, poured the batter into a pancake pan, and put the pan into a hot oven. While her pancake cooked, Auntie May did her household chores. She dusted, she swept, and she vacuumed the living room. When she turned off her vacuum cleaner, she heard a muffled sound in her kitchen. It was coming from her oven. It sounded like this. Auntie May gripped the handle of the oven door, opened it just this much, and bang! Out jumped the runaway pancake. The runaway pancake had 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. She wore a naughty expression on her face. She rolled across the kitchen floor, across the living room floor, out the front door, across the front yard, out the front gate, and off down the road. Auntie May chased after her, shouting, "Come back, to my lunch." The runaway pancake answered her with a little song she sang. No, I said that. Yes. she rolled along with Auntie May, chasing after her. Pretty soon she came to an old dog named Trey lying by the road and chewing on a bone. Old dog Trey looked up at the pancake and said, and the pancake sang, and she rolled along with Auntie May, and old dog Trey chasing after her. Pretty soon she came to a cow standing in a hayfield, chewing on her cud. The cow looked at the pancake and said, and the pancake sang, and she rolled along with Auntie May, old dog Trey, and now the cow chasing after her. Pretty soon she came to a donkey in the tall green grass. The donkey looked at the pancake and brayed out, and the pancake sang, and she rolled along with Auntie May, old dog Trey, the cow, and now the donkey chasing after her. Pretty soon she came to an old gray wolf. The wolf looked at the pancake, licked his chops and said, "We are the wolves. Ow, ow, ow. Second will go and stop. You're gonna be right. And what did the pancake say? And she rolled along with Auntie May, Old Dog Tray, the cow, the donkey, and now the wolf chasing after her. Pretty soon, she came to a big brown bear sitting by a honeybee hive, licking honey off his big brown paws. The bear looked at the pancake and said,
Where's the bandit? Pancakes go good with honey. You're gonna be my lunch. If I like honey and you're wrong about the lunch.
the pancake sang,
No. I can't that. Yes, it's no. I got away from the teammate. I got away from the check. I got away from the cow and the hen. I got away from the cafe. I got away from you again.
and she rolled along with Auntie May,
My lunch.
Old Dog Tray, the cow, the donkey, the wolf, and now the bear chasing after her.
Come back to my
Pretty soon, she rolled along. Pretty soon, she came to a big hill. Started to roll up the hill. Pretty soon, she came to a big oak tree beside the road, and lying in the shade of that big oak tree, taking it easy on that hot afternoon, was the sly old red fox. The pancake rolled to a stop and caught her breath. She looked at the fox, and the fox eyeballed the pancake. Then the fox smiled and said,
I'm the fox. You're gonna be my lunch.
the pancake threw back her head, laughed heartily, and said,
No. I did that. Yes, it's no. I got away from the I got away from all the chick. I got away from the cow and the hen. I got away from the donkey's face. I got it on the wolf portrait. I got away from today. I got away from your can.
and the fox said,
I'm sorry, Pancake. As you may know, foxes hearing aren't that well. Maybe if you come a little closer and sing a little longer, I may hear you better.
once again the pancake sang,
No. I'm too fat. You're too slow.
I'm sorry, Pancake. I still can't hear you that well. Come a little closer and sing a little louder.
and the pancake rolled to within 1 yard of the fox's snout, and a little louder she sang,
No. I'm too fat. You're too slow.
I'm so sorry, Pancake. My ears are not that well. Come a little closer and sing a little louder.
So the pancake rolled to within 1 foot of the fox's snout, and even louder she sang,
No. I'm too fat. You're too slow.
I'm sorry, Pancake. I still can't hear you that well. My ears are not that well. maybe sing a little louder and come a little closer.
So the pancake rolled to within 1 inch of the fox's snout, and as loud as she could, she sang,
No, I'm too fat. You're too slow.
the fox ate the pancake with one enormous gulp. And you think that was the end of the story, wouldn't you? Well, it isn't, because the fox looked up, and what do you think he saw? He saw Auntie May, Old Dog Tray, the cow, the donkey, the wolf, and the bear standing over him, hungry and tired and panting and sweating in the hot afternoon sun. They were so angry at the fox.
You make
They were so angry at the fox for eating their lunch that they chased him out of the forest, and he was never seen or heard from again. And you think that was the end of the story, wouldn't you? Well, it isn't. Because if you listen to closely to the fox's tummy, you could still hear the runaway pancake. Because the fox had swallowed him whole, you see. The pancake was still singing her song, but it sounded different now. It was a sad and slow song, not nearly so cocky, not nearly so arrogant. The words were different too. This time the pancake sang,
I got away from the wolf. Oh, great. You got away from the bear. And my fox was the end of me.
and you think that was the end of the story, wouldn't you? Thank you, parents, for coming today to see our play.
Thank you so much, PS 77. Thank you, parents. That was wonderful. Thank you so much for entertainment after a hard day of work downtown for me. That was excellent. Excellent, excellent, superb, encore. Someone needs a Tony. Someone needs a Tony. That's a lot of lines to remember. That's a lot. That's not easy and to execute it in such perfect and with no hesitation. I like that. And I like the party in the elevator. I know where she got that from. I know where she got. I have a son as well, and we just party in the elevator. Party in the elevator. I love that. Awesome. Thank you so much, the parent coordinator and the principal for doing such a, and the music teacher and the theater majors and the producers and the sound and the tech and the stage. That's a lot of work. That's not something you could just do overnight. I'm so proud of those children that came out to perform for us. We need a Bronx theater in the Bronx. Instead of going all the way to Broadway, we could come right here to PS 77 or Lois Paradise. That would be nice theater. And we could see all these Broadway shows right here in the Bronx. Thank you so much. Another encore, another applause for them. Thank you so much. Here's the fun part. We're gonna actually begin our calendar and business meeting for CC10 parents. If you are all welcome to sit and listen to what the district is doing in our schools and what is up and coming before the end of the year. I will quickly do a roll call for all our council members. Emma Alada. Raquel Baptista. Absent. Let us please mark in the record that she is not here today. Irina Debones. Erica Gonzalez. Present. Michelle Haynes. Present. Bernita Parsons. Present. Amy Migsai. Present. Garemo Vasquez. Present. And Catherine Wheeler. Present. Thank you so much, council members. We're gonna quickly move forward. We're gonna do the electing of the officers. I am the interim president, the vice president of CC10 for the District 75C. And because we do not have a president, we have to quickly do the nominations and the voting for president. It is now 7:39. I will quickly go over the instructions for president. I will take nominations. Members can nominate themselves. If a member is nominated by another member, I will confirm that he or she accepts the nomination. The nomination do not need to be second. If a member is not present but has submitted his or her nomination in writing to the AA or another member, he or she will be treated the same as a member who's present, including having a 2-minute statement read aloud by someone else. Each nominee will be allowed to make a 2-minute speech. All positions must be voted. If there's only one candidate or more candidates, must make a choice for one or the other. Members may abstain from voting. If no candidate receives at least 7 votes from this council, we'll vote, show of hands on whether to do a second round or proceed to the elections for the next office. I will quickly go over again the duties of the president. The president shall be the executive officer of the council. The president shall and preside all meetings, execute all documents on behalf of the council, and exercise all other powers and perform all other duties pertaining to the office of the president. The president shall be an ex officio member of all committees The president shall supervise the administrative assistant to the council on his behalf. The president shall approve all member reimbursement requests except his or her own, which shall be approved by the treasurer. Very good. I will now ask if there's any nominations for president today on April 16th, 2024. Amy Ming Tsai to accept the nomination.
Yes.
Are there any more nominations? Erica Gonzalez to accept the nomination. Very good. Are there any more nominations? Nobody else want to be president? No? Anybody else could be president. It doesn't have to be the same people every time. Don't have to be scurvy. Okay, moving forward, I will now close the nominations. We will now ask Amy Ming Tsai to give a 2-minute speech.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say I am late tonight, so I apologize to all. My name is Amy Ming Tsai. I am an elected parent member and borough president appointee for this council. I have been a former member for several years, representing our disability community in District 75 program. I played many roles and took on a lot of responsibilities. I like to say I am a mom of 5 in District 10, and I'm very proud to have students here in District 10. I know how important it is here in District 10, in the largest district in the Bronx with the most schools. How important it is for our students in temporary housing, our students in English language learners, and students with special needs. Again, it is imperative that us leaders represent this district very well to make sure that all students are thriving and are succeeding, from elementary, middle school, up to high school. I like to say, I have a long resume of how I have taken my leadership to the next level. Again, I took in the role as parent association, student leadership team, advisor to the chancellor of special education, and I like to say, my opponent tonight for this role as president has been on this council several years and has not shown the capability of being the role of operator, advocate, or leader for CDC 10. So I want to be here to support each and every member of this council as well as this district and be a great advocate and representative for District 10. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Erica. I want to thank you for the nomination as president for CAC 10. I am the IEP representative of the district. I was voted in by you, by the parents. And as president, I would continue working with everyone so that we can have a better meeting that it could run. And also, I would like to have events for the parents, resource for the parents that what the parents need. For example, right now we have a lot of evictions right now. We have a lot of cases for that parents need, resources, right? We want to know how our children learning. We want to see what the students are doing. I have been visiting school, so I think that helps a lot. And I would never talk about my opponent. That's something I would never do. And I would like to say it in Spanish. Mi nombre es Erika González. Gracias por la nominación y gracias a las personas que votaron por mí, porque yo estoy aquí porque los padres votaron por mí y yo nunca hablaría de mi oponente. Y si yo fuera presidenta, me gustaría tener, por ejemplo, que las reuniones fueran más organizadas y que podamos tener eventos para la comunidad de recursos, cualquier cosa que los padres necesitan, ¿verdad? Por ejemplo, ahora tenemos muchas personas que están siendo desalojadas de sus hogares, ¿verdad? Yo vivo en la comunidad, yo sé lo que los padres están pasando. Cualquier cosa todos queremos saber qué es lo que los niños están aprendiendo en las escuelas, ¿verdad? Y yo he estado visitando las escuelas para ver qué es lo que los niños están aprendiendo. Y gracias.
Thank you so much, candidates, and now we will do the roll call. Emma Alana.
Amy,
Yeah,
I have a question.
yes, quickly,
Is this for the voting of the president for District 10?
but yes, right here, this council right here.
This for this council right here?
Yes,
Then why wasn't this done when it was a full house?
because there's an agenda, there's an order, and we do things in chronological order.
So you all don't vote, the vote is just between.
Yes, the council, yeah, okay.
Everybody vote.
Yeah, it's just the council's vote.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Emma Alana.
Amy.
Arena Debones.
Erica.
Erica Gonzalez.
I vote for myself, Erica Gonzalez.
Michelle Haynes.
Amy.
Rita Parsons. Amy. Amy inside. Elena Vasquez.
Erica.
And Catherine Wheeler.
Amy.
It is 1, 2, 3. It's always a deadlock here. It is 5 against 3 yet again. Would there be another round of presidential voting from the council? Yes or no? No. And is everybody in agreement?
Agreed.
Agreed. Everyone over on this side? Agreed. Okay, very good. We will table our presidential election for our next month in our calendar business meeting. Yours truly will be the interim president. I don't mind being president. It's not an easy task. It is a very heavy burden, and it's not easy to carry, but I am carrying it for the 2024-2025 district school year term, and I hope we could serve and eventually have a president on. I'll just become president yet again. Wonderful. Moving forward, last month, I would like to address that there was a little bit of a conflict and confusion in regards to voting our members. And we do have vacancy on this council, so parents, if you are interested, you here today, you could be a member, yes you can, or you could be president, yes you can, of this council. We have 4 empty seats. And we wouldn't mind you being here. We're missing a L seat, that is an English language learner, and we are missing 3 more seats and a high school student. If you are interested, please hit us up at cec10@schools.nyc.gov, and we will further give you the information if you want to be a part of this council. But back to what I was saying, we would like to give the council some time to ask any questions, if there is any, in regards to the applicants that did come out last month. And I believe some of our council members did not get to really read the applicants' applications, and maybe there are some questions you would like to ask or have jot down, and maybe we could give for future reference. If any of the applicants are here, you could answer those questions. Council members if you have anything you want to say now in regards to the 2 applicants that was here last month in March, you can ask your questions. You could state it on the public record, what you would like to ask them before we do the voting process. Are they here? 1. We have 1 applicant. So if you have any questions for Yanessa, Yanisette, you could ask her now, or she could give quickly her 2-minute speech in regards to why she wants to be on the council. Any council members have any questions? Well, you want to hear Yanisette first? Yes, Yanisette, please come up quickly. Give a 2-minute speech why you want to be on this council, and then we could ask you questions. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenny Estrella. I have 3 children, 27, 17, and 13. I've been on the district since day 1. But for the last 6 years, I've been more involved because the little ones. The main thing to be part of any organization, because I've been in a lot of organizations, is to provide your help, provide your willing, provide your heart to what you do. It's help. It's not take it personal. It's not bringing things from anywhere. It's help that organization grow, help them in any way. I was part of MASA, Cabrini, KFCC, the Head Start program. I'm still on the board from my 3 children's Head Start program. The NWBCC, I was the secretary on the presidency. Right now, I'm the treasurer. I am a PA president in 2 schools. And like I said, the only important thing is to help the district grow and grow as a family, as a parent, as a children, together. And for that, you have to work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Yanisette. Council members, do you have any questions for Yanisette? Council members who disagreed last week, do you have any questions for Yanisette? Yes or no? I mean,
Can I make a speaker?
yes, thank you.
I just want to thank you for coming out again. I can't imagine anyone being more qualified. So thank you for coming and for speaking to us. We appreciate it. I hope you join us.
Thank you so much. Okay, I have opened the floor for questions. Yes, Raymond.
Sí, no, lo único que yo quiero decir es que hay una madre también de escuela que hizo una aplicación el día 6 de octubre del 2023 y no ha sido llamada. Ella llenó su aplicación, la envió todo, la presentaron en un correo y en el correo la mandaron, pero nunca se trajo aquí. No sé entonces qué pasó con ella.
So
Verónica Ramírez.
the only thing that I wanted to say, I wanted to ask that there was a mother that came and she presented on
El 6 de octubre de 2023.
on October 6th on 2023, and since then we haven't heard anything more from her. I don't know what happened with that, so I wanted to ask about that.
Has that applicant contacted FACE?
Ella reenvió otra vez la
She
solicitud.
forwarded it again several times.
Okay, we will make sure the FACE liaison.
Ms. Carson, if they'd like to send it to me, like if they email it and copy me as well as the council, that way we can make sure someone gets it and then we can assist from there.
Okay. The council do not have access to the applications. The applications, let me give you how the system works. We do not have access to your application. The application goes through FACE, which is a different organization, and then presents it to us because we have vacancies. And with that vacancy, we read the application and then we will vote them in. That's the process. We don't receive them firsthand. You can't ask your friend, I can't ask my friend, yo, come on the council. I'll get you in. No, that's not how it works. You are vetted, you are sworn in, and then we do the process. Then we see if you're able, then we ask you questions. We interview you, and then we vote you in. There's no skipping of no lines. There is no fraternizing, there's no nepotism. We do it correct by the system. Everybody has a fair chance. Like all the rest of us did, we was all sworn in fair. And please, this will be the last time that we will bring this up at this council meeting, because there is no need. If that person cannot advocate for themselves in the present or through email, we cannot help them. If you go through a council member and that council member doesn't direct it to the correct person, we cannot help that person as well. So moving forward, because this is sounding like a stalemate and a tactic from us moving forward, we will now vote for Yeneset. Yes. Sure.
Just to make things clear, like since we met last time, we had a mediation meeting to figure out what our differences, and we got a response from them last night. And so we did want some clarification about Cynthia, the member who left us in a very kind of unclear way. And this clarification came in Spanish, which I don't have a chance to understand, unfortunately. So if there's any way I could have had it like earlier before the meeting, so I could be ready for it, because I didn't get it.
Clarification.
You know, point of clarification if I may, because I want to be very transparent and clear. These are two separate situations, right? Whatever happened with Ms. Guerrero and her seat, there are still 3 other vacant seats on this council. So if you're not satisfied with the response or you need further clarification regarding Ms. Guerrero's seat, you should respond to the email and ask for clarification on that. But that should not impede the business that we're trying to do today, which is to fill one of the many vacant seats that this council has. It's 2 different things, right? And the responses that have been provided were very clear that Ms. Guerrero cannot serve on the council. Her own words. She is no longer able to serve in that capacity. So if you need translation, you need to reply to the email and say, can someone please translate this for me? But that has nothing to do with what we're doing now. Actually, you're out of order with your business because we still have a candidate that is waiting for questions and a vote that is supposed to be happening.
I just want to highlight we're just exactly where we are. There's no difference.
I disagree respectfully because it has nothing to do with this part of the process, Mr. Bonas. You're lifting up a question that has nothing to do with this piece of the process that we're in. And if you received a response yesterday, you had yesterday and all day today to reply and ask for translation.
Well, you see, it's a volunteer work, so I don't have that much time available to me.
Duly noted. Thank you for lifting it up. So again, just a point of clarification, if the council could please regain the order of business so we can proceed, I would greatly appreciate it in the essence of time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I just want to say thank you for showing up again a second time, your interest and being here as an advocate parent, and very active in your community. If you are voted onto this council, what is the one skill or something you've done in your other organizations that you participated that you can offer here on the Community Education Council 10?
Like everything. Anything you guys want me to do, I'm here to help. I'm here to provide any help to help the district grow.
Okay, so let me ask you this, and this will just be very short. What is your strength and what are your weaknesses?
My weaknesses, I'm really sentimental, really like, yeah. And my strength, I have that, so.
Thank you.
Translate, if that suffice for the members, if they're willing to do that.
There's a lot of questions in regards to applicants. I believe we need to have a special meeting in regards to that, and if the council wants to have a special meeting, you can email me and state that you want to have a special meeting in regards to the applicants that try to apply for CEC 10. There's no issue here. If applicants apply and they do not show up, I cannot tell them you have to be here. If there was an email that was stated they had to be here, they have to be here, they have to be in person to state their case. I cannot do anything. Moving forward, we are voting for Yeneset, not Guerrero, Cynthia Guerrero, God bless her, for this vacancy, or one of the many vacancies that we have. Emma Alana, we are voting for Yeneset.
Yes.
Irina DeVos. Erica Gonzalez. No? Michelle Haynes.
Yes.
Brenita Parsons, yes. Amy Beanside.
Yes.
Guillermo Vasquez.
Abstain.
And Catherine Mueller.
Yes.
To the ones that abstained, do you have any questions for Yeneset? No. Okay. So we like to do another round of voting? No. For Yeneset? Okay, we still have, are we going to do this again, council? Yes. At this calendar business meeting?
I'm unclear about the question, sorry.
Are we gonna do another round of voting for Yeneset at this calendar business meeting, before the end of this calendar business meeting?
I hope so. She's made 2 visits now.
Yes.
She has a family and a life, and she would like to join us. And I'm upset personally and on her behalf as well, and I'm very sorry.
Yes. It is.
I'm unclear. I'm unclear why we're not voting her on.
I've reached out to other members. I'd really like clarification, Erica, on why you're abstaining. We have a parent who wants to be on the council. We have 3 vacant seats.
So once again, my name is Erica Gonzalez. I did not abstain. I abstained last month. This month, I completely said no. And I was thinking about my answer, and then I heard something about TikTok. So the only reason why I'm saying no, and I'm saying no because like what Irina was saying, you know, nobody discriminated the applicants. The applicants are my same color skin. They're women like me. I have nothing personal with them, but I do have a problem with someone stating that I discriminated, discriminated someone. That was not the case, and we went through mediation because of that. And everyone can go to Google and look up the word discrimination. I don't play like that. That is something that is against, the rule. I do not discriminate anyone. And the reason why I wouldn't know is because of that. Because I can't just be accused of something without saying, look, this at this time, this is what you said, Erica, you sent this text message to this person right here, and it says that you're discriminating her. But I did not discriminate anyone. And I know that I was reading on the email, her application. And of course, she wants to help out, it's great, but honestly, I said no because of that reason right now. And I am saying no. And I mean, if you want to vote again, it's fine. And I will maybe vote no or abstain. But honestly, I don't think that it's okay for someone just to come and say you discriminate without no facts. I know.
So point of clarification, Ms. Gonzalez, the question here is, why did you just vote no for the applicant Yanisette Estrella? I don't know, you're referring to something that occurred prior, you've already mediated about that, so we're talking about right now. Why did you vote no right now in this meeting at this instance? That's the question on the floor.
I did answer already.
But you haven't told us why you don't think she is
Qualified to fill the
serve on
position.
the
You're not
council.
answering the question. You're actually skirting around the question. That's why we are asking again for clarification.
Like I said no, and then if you want to vote again, okay, but I'm not gonna
Well,
vote.
you're not giving a reason, Ms. Gonzalez, and you're impeding the business
But
of
then
this
once
council.
again, if we have, whenever we vote, we can say yes, no, or abstain, and my answer is no, then I don't understand why you're asking.
But you're turning down a qualified parent for a community education council when we have multiple vacant seats and we cannot do our business without a full council. You are intentionally impeding the work of
I'm
our
not
council.
intentionally doing it.
Parents have voted you on to advocate for our children. We have more parents who want to advocate for their children, and we cannot do the work. And you're not explaining to us why you don't think the applicant is qualified.
Ms. Gonzalez, did you review the packet that Ms. Estrella submitted in her application?
She said it was 2 papers, 2 applications.
Was there something in the application that you felt she did not meet the qualifications to serve on the council?
When it was on the comment part, I couldn't read her handwriting. So I didn't read all of it. I mean, I read it, but I couldn't understand it.
So based on the statement that she issued and the documentation that was provided, is there something contained in that information that leads you to believe that Ms. Estrella cannot fully serve in the capacity of a CEC member?
Point of reference,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez made the statement that she felt she was being she was discriminated, but that didn't come from this council. Who did that come from? And why is it in our meeting? No one here, to my knowledge, said she was biased or racist in person, and we record our meetings.
No, nobody called.
In the public comment, she did say, she's like, well, I feel discriminated because, and then I was like, what do you mean? Because, you can go back to the recording. And then she said, oh, I'm being discriminated.
Okay, but if she's explaining how she felt as a
She can say,
result,
I feel
did she say
discriminated.
you, Erica Gonzalez, discriminated against me?
But you said in the email when you guys were asking, why were we abstaining? Why were we saying no? That's the reason why we're here, and you have the option for saying yes or no or abstain. I abstain myself, and then you guys keep asking, why are we abstaining? And we keep asking, and then on the emails they were saying, oh no, but you it was discrimination, and then it said my name.
But that doesn't explain why you're saying no to this candidate. They're 2 separate issues. It feels like you're intentionally impeding the business of the council, Erica. We cannot move forward. We do not have enough.
And like I said in my email, if I put yes either way, other council, she's not going to get this, she can't get this in a vote either way.
And why is that?
Because I'm not the only one voting no or abstaining. You said you have 4 votes. I said yes. Okay, then it's 5. We don't have the 7 votes. Like I said in the
Because we
email.
don't have enough members on the council because our council is not voting in the
I
parents.
completely understand that, but then once again, why is it just me? I'm not the only one. Okay, so.
Okay, queremos. Is there something you misinterpreted with Yanisette? in regards to our application, why you abstaining?
Yo no tengo ninguna animadversión o porque no pueda llegar a ser miembro la persona que solicitó, una madre también. Ahora,
I'll say excuse me, I don't have any adversarial reason as to why this person that requested to be a member, she's a mother as well.
ahora,
No.
yo he pasado mi vida defendiendo la desigualdad y precisamente la desigualdad de la mujer.
I have spent my life defending inequality and specifically inequality against women.
Y aquí se da un caso de que hay muchísimas madres que son madres solteras que crían con sus hijos con mucho esfuerzo y que a veces los hijos tienen problemas de salud que la madre tiene muchas veces que estar presente.
And so here there's a situation where there are many mothers that are single mothers and there are mothers that raise their children with a lot of strength and a lot of will, and there are mothers that sometimes their children are ill and they have to be present.
Aunque se ha dicho que uno no puede abogar por otra persona que no está aquí, pero yo sigo insistiendo que a Cintia, si se habla de discriminación, no quiero decir que era un discriminado, pero se ha tratado no adecuadamente.
So even though it's been said that we can't advocate for the people that are not here, I continue to insist that this is a situation with Cynthia, that this situation has not been treated fairly.
De las 3 ausencias que ella tuvo, hay una que fue porque se le dañó el coche y no puede dejar su coche en la calle sin tener una grúa para cargarlo, y otra porque su hijo estaba enfermo. O sea, hay que tener, sobre todo si son mujeres, tratando temas de mujeres, hay que tener como esa misericordia con otra persona.
So in the 3 absences that she had, one was because her car, she had an issue with her car and she couldn't leave her car in the street without having to get the car towed, or her car would get towed.
This is
And
good. This is good. This is good. We're not talking about Cynthia Guerrero. We're not speaking about her. We're talking about Yenisette. She's here in person, live and direct. She's here today. Let's do this today. We asking about Yenisette, not Cynthia.
No hablo, okay, gracias.
Okay, I'm not gonna
So,
speak then.
Mr.
Okay.
Vasquez, is there a reason that you feel Ms. Estrella is not qualified to hold a seat on the council?
No descalifico a ningún ciudadano. No descalifico a ningún ciudadano.
I'm not disqualifying any person, any individual.
But you are by
Usted lo está haciendo por usted negar su voto.
I also just want to state for the record, so that folks are clear about the word abstention and what abstaining means. It is the equivalent to a no, but when you abstain, it is because there is some inherent reason that you cannot cast a vote in favor of or not in favor of the individual. So like if there's a conflict of interest, or you have a personal issue with the person, then you abstain. Otherwise, you vote yes or no, and we are asking why you have voted the way you have. We would like clarification on that.
Estamos preguntando por qué usted votó como ha votado y quisiéramos clarificación en cuanto a esto.
Bueno, la ley en este país me faculta para eso, decir sí, no o atenerme. No he dicho que no, me he detenido, no estoy calificando a la persona. Ahora, hay otra persona que aquí,
But the laws in the country, this country allow me to do just that, to say yes or no, or to abstain. And that's what I'm doing. I'm abstaining. Now there's another person.
y el caso de Verónica Ramírez, que mandó eso en octubre del pasado año y reenvió.
We are not talking about any applicants prior to right now. We are not going there. We are not going there.
Veronica Ramirez had sent her application in October of last year. No vamos a tratar con eso.
No, absolutely not. We're not doing this. Y'all don't want to do no work. That's what it looks like.
Chair, may I speak, please?
Yeah.
We have a full agenda for this evening, and I want to respect the time for the parents who are here in this meeting and are attending in person. And we have to be out of the building. Please can we continue the agenda?
Thank you so much. We are not going to speak about any other applicants. If y'all feel like y'all pleading the fifth in regards to Yenisette, then so be it. It's all right. We are adults. We are not talking about any other applicant that is not here today. Yenisette is here, and we just wanted to know what was your reasoning in regarding to voting no and abstaining, knowing the need that we have for the council. That was it. Nobody else, Yenisette. And it's obvious that you don't want to answer the question, which is cool beans. You have every right to do that, to deflect, to disregard anything that is going on. It's all right. Moving forward, Yenisette, we will do another round in the near future, and we will move forward with our presentation. Thank you so much, council members. We have now our class size matters presentation and regarding to the class sizes in New York City public schools. And if our presenter is ready, we can move forward this evening.
Bernita, 1 second. Maria Villalobos is online.
Yes.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, thank you so much for waiting. We appreciate it, Leona.
Well, you have important business I know that you have to attend to as a CEC, so I'm grateful that you invited me. Can I share my screen?
Hello?
I need to share my screen to do my presentation.
I'm gonna have to plug you back up doing something. She's here.
Okay. No, I still
No,
can't.
we're doing the
I still
presentation.
can't.
She's doing the sharing of, we're doing presentations right now. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Y'all need to get y'all lives. This is terrible.
Is somebody going to fix it so I can share my screen, or? I suppose I could also email it to somebody if that was easier.
I am not the tech. I am who I am. That's it. I'm not everybody.
I got it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, here she go, here she go.
She got it.
She got it.
Okay, can you guys hear me pretty well?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
Ms.
all right.
Villalobos was on the Zoom. but we
And you
didn't
can
even
see
address that. It's okay.
So are we ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for inviting me. I just want to go over some issues as quickly as possible. Why is class size important? It's one of only a handful of reforms that have been proven to work through rigorous evidence. Kids in smaller classes do better in every way that can be measured. The gains are especially large for disadvantaged and minority students who see twice the benefits from smaller classes. And in the Campaign for Fiscal Equity case, New York's highest court said New York City students were denied their constitutional right to a sound basic education as a result of excessive class sizes. And in a survey, 86% of principals said they were unable to provide a quality education because class sizes were too large. So in your parent survey for District 2, smaller classes came out as the second highest priority for your parents after stronger enrichment. So a new class size law was passed in June 2022 by the legislature, signed into law by the governor in 2022, September, who gave DOE an extra year to comply. And what did that law require? It requires schools to lower class sizes in all grades to 20 students per class in K through 3, 23 students in 4th through 8th, 25 students in high school by the end of the 2027-28 school year. Each year, 20% of all classes are supposed to achieve these caps, an extra 20% each year. City's supposed to prioritize schools with high levels of poverty first and make the first year caps, but it's unclear that we're going to make the second year caps. I was a member of a working group that was appointed by the chancellor. We came out with a report in December with proposals on how the law should be implemented. I'm just going to go over a few of them because the report has a lot of detailed proposals. One of them is to stop co-locating schools and creating new schools if you don't have a new building to put them in, because every time you co-locate a school, it takes away classroom space to replicate administrative and specialty space. Accelerate and build a lot more schools in overcrowded areas, strengthen the teacher pipeline, consider adding a separate budget line for class size reduction so that principals don't have to use their fair student funding for that purpose. So what's happened instead? Class sizes have increased for the last 2 years. On average, this is a slide straight out of the DOE class size reports. For middle schools and elementary schools, this was the second year of class size increases. This year, only about 39% of classes made the caps, as opposed to 42.4% 2 years ago. And that trend line is why we think it's quite possible that we will not make the 40% requirement for next year. So here is your class sizes in District 10. You can see that class sizes on average in K through 3 did go down a little bit to 20.5, but are still above the cap of 20. And the percentage of classes that made the cap increased a little bit in K through 3, but still less than half. For the other grades in 4th through 8th grade, the class sizes average in your district actually went up to 24 from 23.4, and that's above the cap. And the percentage of classes that complied went down to 42%. In your high schools, class sizes went up significantly this year from 22.8 to 24.7, and the percentage of high school classes that complied went down to a little bit more than half. So what's the situation? There are a lot of schools that are very overcrowded, including in your district. About 14 of your schools are listed as overutilized in the Blue Book, and about 17% of elementary schools, and about 23% of your students attend overcrowded schools. But yet, rather than expanding and accelerating school construction in the capital plan, the funding for new seats has been cut by over $2 billion in the new 5-year plan compared to the current plan, and the number of seats cut approximately in half. All identified projects are carried over from the current 5-year plan, and not a single new school is in the plan for the Bronx in any district. And 77% of the seats are completely unidentified, which is a real problem as well. This is the cuts that you can see in the capital plan over time, the various iterations of the current capital plan, and then over furthest to your right is the new 5-year plan, which only has about $4 billion for new capacity when we're going to need more, not less. And this is the number of seats that are going to be built. So you can see that the number of seats have been cut almost in half. And as I said, 77% of the seats lack any identification, and the SCA says they will only identify where they're building schools when the sites have already been acquired and the schools are in the process of design, which leaves out parents, CECs, and elected officials completely out of the potential siting of schools and their input as to where new schools are needed. We think that this violates 2 state laws, including the class size law, and also a city law, which says we need disaggregated data on where seats are needed by district, sub-district, and where they're going to be built. The DOE and the SCA keeps on changing their estimates of how much it'll cost to build enough new schools. Originally, they said 30 to 35 billion, but wouldn't explain how they arrived at that number. Now they've cut that number by about $10 billion, but given the cost per seat in the new 5-year plan and the number of seats that they say they need, which is 85,000, that's about $10 billion less than their estimate. So none of it makes any sense. We also did propose a bunch of cost-free steps, including adjusting enrollment when there's some schools that are overcrowded and there's some schools that are underutilized, sitting side by side, and or moving some of the 3K and pre-K seats into underutilized CBOs and early childhood centers. As of this fall, there were nearly 34,000 empty pre-K and 3K seats in those centers, putting a lot of the CBOs actually at risk of closure because they have funded by the number of kids that they enroll. And assuming, though, that the 85,000 seats is correct, only 30% of those will be built by the deadline in the law. So we need more teachers as well. Estimates range from about 10,000 to 17,000. And IBO estimates that it will cost a lot more money, probably a little bit over $1 billion. And yet what hasn't been paid enough attention, I think, is the fact that the DOE has already shrunk the K-12 teaching force by 4,000 since the fiscal year 2019. And in their financial plan just released, they project cutting the teaching force by another 3,000 teachers over the next 2 years. Here's a chart which shows the decline in the number of K-12 teachers since 2019. Here's a chart showing how they continue wanting to cut the number of teachers over the next 2 years. Obviously, it's impossible to lower class size. If you cut the number of teachers, you actually need more teachers, not less. And yet, the state has provided more than $1.3 billion in the last 3 years in order to pay for the kind of reforms that were called for in the CFE case, including class size reduction, which the city has not used for that purpose. So how can you help us? Pass a resolution, which I think you have in front of you, urging DOE to comply with the law and implement the class size working group report proposals. There's as soon as the state budget gets resolved, the DOE is supposed to put out their next year's plan, and there's supposed to be public hearings, including in every CEC and in every borough on the plan. So it'd be great if parents came out to testify, depending on what that plan says. It's likely to be inadequate, but we will let you know if you sign up for our newsletter, and this is how you sign up right here, and I'll put that in the chat as well. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have about any of this.
Thank you.
Because you love me.
Oh, this is the wrong email.
Yes, is it possible she can share her PowerPoint presentation with the council?
Can you share your presentation with the council, Ms. Naomi?
Send it to the email.
So any questions? I'll also make the PowerPoint available to your council so you can look at it more carefully when you have time. But I don't know whether you have quorum or not, whether this is, the elections were inconclusive, but it would be great to pass the resolution that many other CECs have already passed. Is anyone there?
Ms. Leone, sorry. We do have the resolution here with us tonight, and we will vote accordingly to the resolution, the class size resolution.
Oh, thank you so much. And anyone have questions or not?
Chair Parsons. I do have a question for Deputy Superintendent of class size reduction. Currently in District 10, it is an overcrowded district with a large amount of schools. In district data, what number of schools are currently at the cap of the class size reduction?
Currently at the cap of class size reduction? I can look that up. I can get that information for you. I don't know off the top of my head, but I can certainly ask for you.
Thank you. So, okay, can you repeat that? I heard pound, pound, ting, ting. That's what I heard.
So my question to the Deputy Superintendent, currently in District 10, how many of the percentage of schools are at the cap of class size reduction? And she said she was gonna look and come back with this.
Okay, thank you so much. That's a good question.
Could you repeat the question?
Oh, can you repeat the question?
The question was to the Deputy Superintendent currently. The question to the Deputy Superintendent, currently how many schools in District 10 are at the cap of class size reduction?
And the answer, so she's gonna come back.
And Deputy Superintendent Mary Doyle, she would give us the answer to that information and give it to us accordingly once she receives the information for us. Thank you so much for the question. Is there any more questions?
I don't have a question. I don't have a question. I would just like a clarification for Ms. Neely, that, as a council, we can do so much, right? And we can do, the resolution, but, can you let everyone know what parents can do? Because they want, this is great, right? You want, it has been proven that, the less children, the more, they learn academically. It's great for their mental health as well. So, I know that there is, signatures going around, right? And a lot of city hall, that is for city hall, so you can advocate for this.
Yeah, could you repeat that? Just the end of it? What was it was good for the mental health and? Sorry.
It's okay. I'm trying to get my thoughts. Yes. So, and I know that there's a signature going around, right? And also that parents can go to, city hall. There's been marches around that, advocating as well. So just wanted to give, if you give us a little bit more of an insight on that, because like I said, as council members, we can vote on the resolution, and but we want to know, what the parents can do, right? They're always asking, you can do that, but what can I do, as a parent?
So you're right that City Hall has a role to play in this, and the City Council, which will be voting on the budget in June, both the operating budget and the capital plan. And I think that the resolution is important because hopefully you send it to your City Council members, and they should be negotiating for a much better budget for our schools instead of the budget cuts that are planned. And also a better capital plan, because as I said, there's not one single school, public school, that's in the plan for the entire borough of the Bronx. And I think that's really shocking. I think it's unacceptable. And I think your city council members should be made aware of that fact and be fighting for a better capital plan that builds enough new schools in your district and other parts of the Bronx. Right now, I've been told that there are a lot of charter schools that are going up in the Bronx in new buildings. Those charter schools are actually being subsidized by the city because the city has to help pay for the rent for all new and expanding charters. And that means subsidizing their construction. So the city is now paying for more charter schools to be built in the Bronx than public schools. And that's not fair.
It's not, and that's why I urge parents, and you know, that you're not CC, you're not, you know, you're not a paid president, but you're a parent, right? And you have the voice, and you have that right, and when you go to your SLT, because it is public, you can go to your principal, your schools, and ask those hard questions, right? Ask, you know, what are you doing, you know, how many students do you have in the class? If because you can say, okay, we need the class reduction, but then once again, but we don't know the part about hiring more teachers, right? So then you're gonna have to ask the school, okay, if this is done, then, you know, these are the consequences, right? These are our cause and effect, what is gonna happen, what is next, what are the next steps, because it is very important. And like you said, in June, you say June, it's right around the corner, right? Because we're gonna, Friday, we're gonna leave, right? And then we have spring break, we come back in May, and I think that's very important to, you know, put that out there. You know, always talk to your city council, talk to the parents, because it is very important. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Leone. Thank you so much. We are now going to move forward. It is now 8:37. We're going to hear from the interim superintendent today, which is a pleasure. This is the first time rocking and rolling, but not the first time on the district. I have the pleasure to introduce our interim superintendent, Mary Dole. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Maria, it's being shared. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So thank you so much for having me. I am acting superintendent for Community School District 10, and I've been a deputy here for just under 2 years. So I'm happy to be serving in this capacity while we go through the process to find Community School District 10's next superintendent. So to keep the tradition alive, typically we start the meetings with sharing the mission and vision of Community School District 10. And I love the idea when we think about the mission to really think about those words that are underlined, right? Rigorous instruction, effective leadership, collaborative teachers, strong family and community ties, and supportive environments, all in the effort to advance equity. Another Community School District 10 tradition is the mood meter. And so we would ask at this time where you would find yourself on the mood meter. So if there's any folks in the chat who have lifted anything, or if anyone would like to share in the audience where you find yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna say red and yellow, annoyed and energized at the same time. Can you be two things at the same? Annoyed and energized.
To say that the two things can be true at the same time. Well, so in District 10, when we find someone who's in the red or the blue, we always say that we offer a hand. It's part of our culture. And so I'm offering my hand to you.
Okay.
To support you. I will give you a hug. I'm going to think about the wonderful presentation we had this evening from students. Because that to me centers everything that we do, right? And so I'm going to say that I feel joy thinking about our beautiful presenters this evening and the energy that they brought to all of our families.
Party in the elevator.
Party in the elevator. We always share our district attendance. We know that having students there is the first step to ensure that they're learning, right? They can't be learning if they're not in school. And so we always go through our attendance. Currently, we are at 90.8, which is up 0.5% from 90.3 last year at this time. And looking at our chronically absent rate, right, we want attendance to go up and we want chronic absenteeism to go down. So we are currently at 34.5, and that is down from it's down 2.9% from 37.4 this time last year. So we went up where we want to go up and down where we want to go down. When we think about some of our students fall into particular subgroups, right? We have 89.5% attendance for our students with IEPs, 91.3% attendance for our students, our multilingual learners, and 89.5% attendance for our students in temporary housing. And it's always our attendance manager for the district, Kelly Mahoney, leading a district team of attendance teachers. It's always an objective to continue to work with the schools around supporting families, particularly those with the lower groups, our students who have IEPs and our students in temporary housing, to provide supports to ensure that they are, those students are making it to school every day, again, because we know the importance. Looking at the school survey, the 2024 New York City School Survey launched on February 12th. The date originally that it was going to close was April 5th. It has now been extended to April 19th. So that would be the end of this week. And we are strongly encouraging families to complete the survey. I believe when we looked at the data today, I think we were at 32% completion for families. And we know that we can get many more of you. So we are really encouraging you. I like to think about Dr. Maya Angelou when she says, you know better, when you know better, you do better. Mm-hmm. And when we know better, we can do better. And so we really want you to complete the surveys, because that's the best way that we can get data from you on how we can continue to improve as a district. The next item on our deck here is our elementary literacy fair. We are very, very excited about this. You'll notice that from last month, the date was shifted to TBD, to be determined, because we did end up with a conflict on the original date that we had. But no fret, we will get that sorted out. And we're really encouraging you to talk broadly with your community about attending this event. And as soon as we solidify the date, we will get that to you. There'll be both indoor and outdoor activities. It will be happening from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. There will be food, there will be giveaways. Many of our partners, you'll notice, are listed on the flyer. And so we're really encouraging you to join us. That QR code won't be active until the date is solidified, but once it is, it will be open for all of you. And please tell your neighbors, friends, pre-K through grade 5. We also have, we just learned of an opportunity coming from our amazing borough president who came to our meeting last month, Vanessa Gibson, and there will be a Bronx Week parade and festival. This will transpire on Sunday, May 19th, 2024, and it will start at 10 a.m. The parade route will be along Marshall Parkway from Hull Avenue to Van Cortlandt Avenue East. Lineup and check-in will take place at Marshall Parkway and Hull Avenue. You'll notice in the lower left-hand corner, there is a QR code, and we are encouraging you to check that out so that you can get more information about this amazing event. We've shared it with our schools as a great way to brand, to really advertise for their schools. We have so much to show off, some of which I'll share with you in just a minute. And this is a great opportunity on your side to participate and really learn more about what's going on with what we like to call the brilliance of the Bronx. In terms of upcoming meetings, we have the CEC meeting, which you are all either attending or watching right now. President's Council for PA and PTA presidents will transpire tomorrow evening at 6:30. And DPAC for Title I PAC chairs and alternates will take place on Thursday, April 18th at 6 p.m. So we really hope that you will be in attendance and join for those events. something very exciting happening, the language, a passport to the world. And this event will take place tomorrow. It's called the Multilingual and Immigrant Family Conference, and it's going to take place at the Intrepid, which if you can think about an event to really welcome folks, I can't think of a better place than the Intrepid. So we're really hoping that there will be a substantial turnout, and you can see the QR code again. You'll notice lots of QR codes because it provides easy access. And so you're encouraged to check that out and get more information. And finally, we are very fortunate to have a number of celebrations over the course of this past month in Community School District 10. And so I'm just going to highlight some of them. We mention these each month, and I would continue the tradition that Dr. Hull started during her tenure here. When we think about the celebrations, it's really twofold. One, to be able to celebrate and enjoy all of the wonderful things happening, and also to inform the community members so that if there's something happening at one of our schools and you want to advocate for it to come to your school, now you're in the know, right? So that you can communicate back with the leadership of your schools and ensure that there's kind of, we're spreading the love around. So this first slide is for my sister's keeper. It was the MSK Bronx Unconference that they call. So if you look at the next slide, many of our schools attended, many folks from our team. And so the title was the Unconference and Still I Rise, Affirming Sisterhood Joy, which I can't think of, again, a better conference title. Many, again, students and schools participated, and it was really a wonderful event for all. We had the great fortune of receiving a substantial donation from Souls for Souls. Catch the play on words there. And many students were able to get a free pair of sneakers. Here you see many folks who were some members of our team who were involved in the distribution of these sneakers, and many students, particularly students in temporary housing, were able to receive sneakers from several of our schools, and we're very excited to be able to be part of that. We had just mentioned my sister's keeper, my brother's keeper. This is some shots from an event that they engaged in, and that was from 10x45. And so you see they're, engaging in an activity, and this is an ongoing thing with many of our schools, and my brother's keeper and my sister's keeper. PS340, celebrating World Read Aloud Day. And they, if you look in the top right-hand corner, they are featured prominently on the DOE's homepage. And they had a special visit from Deputy Chancellor Kenita Lloyd, and she was reading to students. You see they're doing some kind of acting out, and Principal Nichols is heavily engaged in it in the background as well. We want to celebrate PS85 and wish them congratulations on the Elementary Debate Championship as part of American Debate League. Yeah, this is such an amazing opportunity. One of my favorite experiences last year in watching them debate, one of the debaters was getting up, and she almost looked like when you're about to start to engage in double dutch, and you're kind of like, you're about to jump in. That was her amping herself up to be able to engage in debate, which was such a beautiful sight, and to watch the students. Really, it is such an emphasis on what we focus on now, which is academic language and discourse, right? You can't really get much better than engaging in debate to focus on vocabulary and discourse.
Do you remember what topic?
Yeah, the topic, yeah. So there obviously are multiple topics, but one of the topics was whether or not we should have zoos. And so on the plus side, it was that it provides conservation of animals. And on the negative side was that you're essentially keeping them captive as opposed to roaming free, as they should be intended to be. Yeah, in their natural habitat, exactly. And I learned a lot, actually. It was really great. Yeah, no, they're amazing. They're amazing.
You worked for the zoo.
Okay.
I didn't say it. Moving on, PSNS 95 enjoyed the Colors of Freedom performance, and you can see some of the students all dressed in character, and it was, a wonderful event enjoyed by many members of the community. At PSNS 37, Chef Kevin Fernandez, who is one of the Forbes magazine 30 under 30. He's a chef, and he is a chef to A-list celebrities, including A-Rod and J-Lo, and he came and spoke to, and I guess cooked for some students at PSNS 37. Yeah. 10X 390, they were at Madison Square Garden. 14 students and their parents saw the Knicks, and they also played a basketball game on the court during halftime. What a beautiful memory for them. And then we have the solar eclipse. Remember that. And this was, we could have probably had 10 more slides or 15 more slides, right? Featuring some of the ways that students enjoyed the solar eclipse, but we just have a few here. This is the viewing party from JBA. They went over to Fordham University with the help of their astronomy department. In Tech, you see that lovely open space, had a solar eclipse viewing party. There was also viewing parties at PS 360 and Junior High School 118. And everyone is safe and healthy and can maintain their vision, which means that they are following the rules. Also in Tech, they attended the Virtual Enterprise Youth Business Summit at the Javits Center on April 12th. And that brings together thousands of rising young professionals, budding entrepreneurs, educators, school district administrators, business leaders, and industry professionals from around the world for this global convention. And so we're really pleased that they were able to participate. We have mentioned attendance before, and PS 396, their pre-K enjoyed celebrating Week of the Young Child breakfast event with families with a 90% turnout, which we were thrilled to be able to share. Last but not least, JBA's community fair with Senator Sepulveda and Senator Rivera and parent coordinators from PS 32 and Middle School 7 partnered to support the event as part of their QUIG work. As you may know, in Community School District 10, we have collaborative working groups, and the parent coordinators have them as well, led by Maria Correa and Camille Solomon. And this was part of their QUIG work, enjoying this collaboration. At this time, I will thank you all for the opportunity to present to you this evening and open the floor for any questions you may have.
Yes.
Well, the collaborative working group, so we have them for principals, and we also have them for, again, we need them for parent coordinators, and in this, since they select a topic that they would like to explore, for principals, we're in the second round. There are 9 quigs, and so they range from, we have partnerships with Central around the SEED, which is social, emotional, and academic development, the framework that was developed to continuous learning, where we're looking at supporting Black and Latinx multilingual learners, and all the way to ones that are centered on mentor texts that we've enjoyed as a district in terms of transformational coaching for equity, which is the Elena Aguilar test that we read over 2 years, a few years ago. Emotional resiliency, we've got 9 of them. MTSS, we've got 2 groups. It's really, really a wonderful opportunity. There are intervisitations between schools. There's tremendous amount of sharing and learning that happens across the board, which is a beautiful thing.
Can I add on that? What did you say? I know that some schools, like you said, parent coordinators get together to do workshops. I've been to those 5 schools. They do like workshop for mental health, which is really nice.
Yes.
For the mood meter. I want to
Absolutely.
say the school, but it's a great school.
No,
Yeah,
it's
they
wonderful.
have that,
Thank you.
and it's
Thank you
great
for
because
sharing
that way you share whatever your school is doing. And the schools is great because they're not together, and even if they're in the same community, you can have a school have a block and they could do something totally different.
Sure.
And they can, learn from that and learn, what is it that you're doing that I need, it could be, it could benefit my school, and maybe you're doing something, we could
Absolutely
work with that.
We often talk about the collective competence of the room, right? And so when we have opportunities to do cross-school sharing, it just makes us all smarter. So we really encourage that and enjoy that.
And also with the students too, because I know that the students usually they visit other schools and they're like, it's more of, okay, not the teacher is telling me that the other school, but I'm looking at it and there's another student coming to my school and telling me that, this is what's going on. Oh, I'm hearing it from another student.
Sure.
And it's like, whoa, like
That's powerful, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a question. As for I know that April is autism awareness. So do you have any examples of what schools are doing for that?
Oh, that's a great question. I know that historically some schools align it with their Respect for All week, and so they'll kind of link those two. And I think what a lot of schools really focus on is the idea of acceptance of all students. And I'm trying to think of a specific opportunity. I know that there have some schools have done like their Lighted Up Blue Day. And I think ultimately everything gets linked back to the notion of respect and inclusivity. But the one I can think of in my head offhand would be the Lighted Up Blue, where students are encouraged to wear blue for the day, and they will talk about, again, acceptance and creating a welcoming environment for all learners.
I know 344 had that. They had the staff, everyone wear blue, and they had like a raffle. Okay, everyone had a ticket. It was a party. They had a ticket and they would put it in like a box, and at the end of the day, they would choose one winner from. But they had to wear blue. It was
They had to wear blue. Okay, thank you.
I have a question. Yeah. With regard to the absentees, when you talked about the IP, the housing students.
Sure.
You gave the data of 89.5, 91.3, and 89.5. Where's the data comparing it to last year? Did we go up, we went down?
For those particular subgroups, yeah, I can pull that for you too. Overall, we know that we mentioned that we went up in the right places and down in the other right, in the wrong places. But I can pull the actual data for you.
And when we know the reason behind the absentees in these three subgroups.
Yeah, so you know what, as much as we would say that students are individuals, in many cases, the reasons are individuals, right? We know that sometimes for particularly our SCH population, we have some students who are traveling, from quite a distance, right? We know that there are many of our schools that are flanked by either hotels or shelters, and so in some cases it may be easier for those families to get the children to school. In other cases, there's a greater distance. We also know that happens a lot once students get to middle school, because we know that there are many more elementary schools, there are fewer middle schools, and so just by logic, the distance is greater, right? And that can be really difficult. That being said, we really do try to partner with transportation to ensure that that transportation is set up for those students so that they can get to school. One thing that we have been working on a lot is really partnering with some of the counselors at the school level to really work with the families, because we know that often the situations are more complex than just get the child to school every day, right? There are other mitigating factors. And so the more that we continue to partner with the sort of the mental health professionals at the school level, the more we can support families. So the short answer is that as many students as there are maybe not quite as many, but many reasons why it's difficult for families to get good students to school.
If I remember from the DLT meeting, we also mentioned that we had counselors in some of these shelters. And I know the absentees affect the district as well as overall average, as well as the individual schools. What are we gonna do going forward to help support this absentee?
We have a lot of attendance teachers that are working with the counselors from shelters. So that is absolutely happening. Kelly, Bahlani, as I mentioned before, our attendance manager, she works really closely with the attendance teachers. And so when we were talking about best practices, the opportunity for sharing, that's one of the things that I think is a hallmark of Humboldt, is sharing best practices to partner with, if it's the school-based support staff, if it's the mental health providers or counselors at the shelters or hotels, to really ensure that we're doing everything we can to get students in school. We have many of our schools who have implemented what's considered a best practice around success mentors. So that would be partnering a particular child with a school-based staff member who will say, like, hey, you weren't in school yesterday. What happened? We missed you. Talk to me about what, what can we do? And reach out to the parents to keep that connection and the communication going, so that if there is something going on, the school can be cognizant of it to try to support them.
Can I,
I'll get you those numbers.
can I add something what you were saying? Yes, Doyle, I did have a family where, they had a shelter issue. So, I took them to the social worker. So they're like, wait, I didn't know the social worker would do that. And they gave me a packet. They were like, look, this is what she gave me. What did she give you? She gave me this. It was a big packet. She said, they gave her information about PATH, which is, right there, I think of 161st, I think she said 150 something. And then she's like, I didn't know social workers would do this. How do they know those shelter coordinators? Like, how does that? And I'm like, this is a new initiative that they're doing now, because like what you're saying, it's not just the school, I know the school could just do, so much, but I think it, like you said, we partner with other organizations, they're helping you provide not only the education need, but also, the food or the nutrition, the transportation, because they said they were gonna go. The lady was like, no, I think I have to go to the people judge. I'm like, you don't have to go to OPT. You can go to the social worker. She's gonna tell you, and you go to the coordinator that's there, and the school for the transportation. And then she's like, wow, this was just in one school. I'm like, that's how you know this.
Yeah.
It works. So I can tell you it's working. So I'm looking at it. Yeah.
Happy to hear that.
Very good. I have one more last question because it is 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Sí, me gustaría el tema de la ausencia de los niños y sobre todo la crónica.
In terms of the absences for the children, and specifically talking about chronic absences.
Creo que tal vez los distintos distritos deberían tener como clínica o casa de consejería que trabaje con los niños y con los padres.
I believe that the specific districts, various districts, should have either clinics or like houses, places of counseling for the children and for the parents.
Porque hay muchos problemas socioemocionales que están afectando la asistencia de los niños en la escuela.
Because there are a lot of social emotional situations that are affecting the children and their assistance.
Sería invertir recursos,
Sería
invertir recursos, pero yo creo que sí que tendrá un impacto positivo en la enseñanza de los
I know
niños.
that it would be, that would mean investing more resources, but I know that it would also have a positive impact on the community, on the children.
Porque
and
los
their parents.
profesores, o sea, los consejeros que hay en la escuela no dan, o sea, no trabajan con los padres,
Because a lot of the counselors in the schools don't necessarily work directly with the parents.
y tiene que ser un trabajo conjunto,
And it
padre,
has to
hijo,
be a,
profesor.
a comprehensive work of children with the counselors, with the teachers, with the parents.
But that's kind of like what we were talking about.
But yes.
Eso es lo que estamos hablando ahorita.
Oh,
Que no, que por ejemplo, que por ejemplo estamos hablando, I don't know, sí, estamos hablando de que, por ejemplo, la escuela ya no es solamente, por ejemplo, cuando ahorita los papás que estábamos hablando hace rato están siendo desalojados, ¿verdad? Entonces ahora los padres están en las familias teniendo los shelters. Entonces los shelters están.
Okay.
It's been a long day interpreting you before this one.
I'm just repeating what I had to do, but the conversation.
She's just reiterating what was basically saying,
Right.
that like those is what they were just talking about in
Pero
terms
sí,
of,
but he
you know,
does have a
social
point.
workers and the shelters
Yes.
and things like that.
Definitely.
Those kind of
Initiatives are kind of being
Right.
taken, pero sí, siempre se necesita más, o sea, nunca hay demasiado, siempre se puede utilizar más de eso.
Wonderful. Yeah, one last, in the chat, someone asked what grade age group would be served for the literacy affair? With
Oh,
the
it is thank you for asking. It is pre-K through grade 5. It's pre-K through grade 5.
Thank you so much. It has to be absolutely microsecond, bam, boom, go.
To be really quick, I'm glad what you guys are doing with. I'm glad you guys are doing with the social work in the school for the students that's in the shelters and the double housing that's moving hardship. Because it gives the kids more to look forward to the next day, so they don't feel left out. So, I appreciate that, yeah.
Told you it was quick. Yes, thank you so much. It is now, thank you, yes, thank you, our acting superintendent, Mary Dole, for the presentation of what the wonderful events in the schools that are doing in District 10. We are gonna quickly go through our calendar minutes, through our calendar meeting agenda. We're gonna review the approval of our minutes in March. All the council members receive a copy of those minutes. If anybody wants a copy, I got a copy of those minutes really quick.
Can I make a motion to approve them? Keep us moving.
Yes, can we just move forward?
I make a motion to approve the minutes with any necessary corrections.
Wonderful.
I second.
Thank you so much, Catherine Wheeler. Motions to approve and amend and edit the March 26, 2024 minutes, and Amy Size seconds. And thank you so much. We now have the president's report. That is I, Bernita Parsons. I do not have anything to report to you this month because I've done massive in March Madness. That was March Madness for me. And I do not have anything to report to you, but I would like to quickly have one more round of the voting of our applicants. There is one applicant online that wants to quickly state her, give a speech, introductory speech in regards to why she wants to be on the CEC Council. And if there's any questions from the council, we can ask her now, and then we will vote really quickly. So, if Maria is on, that'd be awesome.
I'm here. Can everyone hear me? I want to make sure I'm online.
There you go.
Let me turn
There
on
you
my
go.
camera. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Bernita. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me the time. Apologies, I'm not making it in person. And this, again, thank you for having me here. I did submit my introduction with my application, and I hope that everybody had the time this time around to review it and take a look at the reason why I had submitted it. Well, the reason why I'm here is because unfortunately within our district, for way too long, parents think that it's okay to silence other parents in different ways, in different manners. Me as a parent within the district, in many positions that a parent could ever have, not only as a parent and as being involved within the education system and an advocate and a community organizer. Outside of this work, I've seen the need and the barriers that have been brought up in different moments, in different scenarios, where we need someone that is going to uplift, someone that is going to share the needs, someone who is going to be a fighter and continue to doing the work and not just saying it, but actually being involved in doing it. And a lot of times we don't see it. And a lot of times, again, we're silenced by it. But the reason why I'm here is because I care, because I'm passionate, and because I am confident and I am very assertive to the things that I say, even though people may not see it eye to eye. And that's okay, because this world is not fit for a size fits all. This world is here for a reason. And we're here to advocate for the needs of every single body, every single student, every single family. And if someone can't do it, however, if they could do it through us, this is the reason why I'm here. And I'm open for any questions if anyone has any.
Thank you, Maria. Are there any questions from the council in regards to our applicant that is online?
No, I just want to say I looked at her application and she seems very qualified and I hope she can join us.
Yes. All applicants, applications were sent to us via email, yet again, March 5th and March 19th respectfully. We all had time to ask questions, to be vetted out. Even if you had questions to ask me, that was the time, but we are giving another opportunity just in case before we start voting. If there are no more questions and our hearts and minds are ready, we can move forward. I thank you for applicants for coming in person and online. Yet again, to go through this process is not an easy process. But hopefully we could get some parents on our council, which would, please, I'm begging, I need help. I need help from everybody. I want anybody to be a part. I want actually the whole Bronx of District 10 to be a part of the council.
I just want to say thank you again to the candidate, Maria. She again, with the other candidate, had been present at this time virtually and the first time in person. So she is very interested in joining this council, and she's a very active member of the community in District 10. I do have a question for Maria, and since your application indicates that you are a former member of CEC 10, can you indicate one accomplishment or multiple accomplishments that you have done on this council during your tenure?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking that question, Councilmember Amy Masai. So there are several, right? We're bringing the council back up to not having any members, to encouraging other parent leaders and parents as a whole within District 10 to go ahead and apply. It really talks about how many numbers. It talks about what the attendance looked like prior to my arrival, right? It's collaborating and having those communications and having and building those relationships with others that my influence went ahead, and I invited every single, but we went from having 5 members on a council to 5 members present, participants and attendees, to having 56, 55, sometimes even breaking the records to having 80. That talks about numbers. That talks about how involved I have been within the district, right? With or without a position, with or without being a member in the council, I will still continue to advocate for what the needs are for our community. Not only that, we went through, and I had the pleasure to create committees within the council where we had to go ahead and hire AAs, administrative assistants. Not only within that, but also making sure that all of the presentations that were coming, making sure that language access was also provided in several locations. Continue to advocate for the needs of the community and bringing up what was the ask. They will bring it up. We had a feedback form where they wanted to go ahead and say, this is the presentation that we want to see. This is what I want. Hey, you asked, here it is, I delivered. And everything has been on record, and I will continue to be the voice of the person, of the advocate, of the parent, of the child who cannot voice up, and continue to be that person that is just going to continue uplifting every single body whenever necessary. And I hope that answers your question and gives you a little bit of a broader view of some of the accomplishment that has been made.
Thank you so much for that wonderful answer. 50, 60, 80 people in attendance. Y'all, what we waiting for, son? If I can make it any blunt. And what we waiting for, son? Let's make it happen. Cheese and bread. Cheese and bread. With my Trini accent. Emma Alado. Yes. Irina Debonis. Erica Gonzalez. Yes.
Can we vote if she's not here, even though
Yes, I asked from face, yes.
I abstain the same.
Michelle Haynes.
Yes.
Bernita Parsons, yes. Amy Meensai. Yes. Guerrero Vasquez.
Austin, she need it here. Come here. Present.
I understand that clarification. I agree with you. I agree with you, Guillermo. I did ask Face, and Face is online. Maribel Perez McDaniel, she is online. You can ask her right now, and she could probably put in the chat. The question is, she needs to be present here in order for us to vote for the applicant.
No problem.
Yes, I asked Face. And so, and your answer for Maria Caremo? Yeah. Oh, her camera is open right now.
Sí. Bueno, no hay problema, pero lo único que entendía que ella debería estar aquí presente.
There's no problem, but just that I had an understanding that she needed to be here present.
Yeah, that's fair, because I asked the same question. No, me and you on the same team, sir. I asked the same thing. At this moment, I asked. Okay, so, and your answer for Maria?
No voy a votar. Abstain.
I'm abstaining.
And Kathleen Wheeler?
Claro que sí, absolutamente.
Okay, we have 5 against 3, and yet again, we did not vote our applicant in for today.
The next meeting, come here.
The next meeting, you want all applicants here?
La próxima reunión, ¿usted quisiera que todos los solicitantes estuvieran presentes?
Claro, para la próxima reunión.
Yes, for the next reading.
If there's a different, it's gonna make a difference.
Pero eso va a ser algo diferente, o sea, va a ser una diferencia.
La
Well,
en la frente y la otra en la casa, pero
hay una que está aquí presente, la otra está en la casa, ¿cuál es la diferencia?
Moving forward, thank you.
Aquí hay una presente.
There's somebody here present and there's someone at home.
Correct.
Correcto.
Correct. But for clarification, Ms. Maribel, can you please give clarification for Guillermo?
Yes, the council is able to vote for the member, even if they are virtual.
Para la persona por más que está presentando virtual. Ya contestó.
Thank you so much. Applicants, we're gonna move forward really quickly. It is now 9:20. Are there any member reports for this month?
Yes, mine's gonna be quick.
Sí,
I attended JVA, Community Affair on this past Saturday. Excellent job, well done. Today I went to the SLT at 2:54. On April the 22nd, they have Earth Day community cleanup. On May 17th, they're gonna have a art expo. June 6th, they're going to have a science fair. This particular Friday, I will be at a legislative breakfast. Oh, and I went to a cocktail hour with ECC. Cocktail hour. It's a meeting. They call it cocktail hour.
Yes.
I just wanted to share that I've been attending the New York City Reads Family Ambassador Training Program. It's been super interesting, and if anyone else is interested in taking part, they've been doing a lot of great education for parents about how families can get involved in helping their students become better readers and bringing literacy into their homes. Really great program, and I'm excited to see where the city goes with that.
Las familias pueden hacer que sus hijos sean mejores.
Wonderful. Any other council members really quickly? Okay. It is now your turn, public, really quickly. If you have any questions for CC10 or any person in present, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. We will try to answer expeditiously as possible. Please raise your hand if you have any questions for us.
Good evening. Hi, my name is Alberto Valerio, and I'm actually a proud parent coordinator for Clifton Academy MS 447. And I just wanted to raise up what our superintendent and the members stated about parent coordinators working hard and collaborating. I had the pleasure of collaborating with the middle school fair, community fair at GBA. And what Erica Rose spoke about earlier was the master parenting classes that we're doing in cahoot of 4 schools. And it's amazing having parents working at different schools, different communities, but we're all the same. And to me, as a parent coordinator, as an educator, working with other parents that are not just right from my school, but working with other parents, because somehow, some way we are going to serve them. It's amazing, and it warms my heart and soul. And thanks for Maria Ferreira and the city commission for supporting us on working, collaborating, and we're going to continue. And I have the pleasure of always working with other parents, and I wanted to highlight the work that we do, and we're going to keep on, and we know we're going to keep on working collaborating. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Is there Isabel?
Hi, good evening. I'll be brief. I know I want to go home. I am Aris Bovija. I work as a community engagement specialist for Literacy in Community, as many of you already know as LINK. We're a nonprofit organization that work with families and serve children 0 to 5. In early literacy, we provide workshops to parents to empower and provide resources to start reading to the kids at an early age. It's very important. I just wanted to briefly come here and advertise our author event we have at the Bronx Library Center this Saturday, April 20th at 11 a.m. The flyers in Spanish and English in the chat. If anyone would like me to email it to them, I can go ahead and do so. I provided my email address in the chat as well. Have a good night. We look forward to working with everyone in the summer. Please spread the word.
Hi, we missed that. Which library really quick?
We will be at the Bronx Library Center in East Kingsbridge, Fordham.
Thank you.
Thank you
Now
all.
Thank you so much. We now have Melissa.
Yes, hi, good evening. I wanted clarification. Did Guillermo vote or abstain to vote for Maria Villalobos because she's not present?
Correct.
So why did he vote no for Miss Estrella if she's there?
What's the question? Why did he vote no for Miss Estrella? What was there?
For Yeneset.
La pregunta fue si Guillermo votó que no para la señora que estaba presentándose de manera virtual, porque también votó que no para la señora Janicet que estaba aquí presente.
No, yo creo que el mismo problema, y no voy a repetir otra vez lo de Cintia y lo de Verónica Ramírez, pero es el mismo caso.
I'm not going to repeat it again about Cynthia and about Verónica Ramírez. Verónica Ramírez, but it's the same thing. Pero eso que tiene que ver conmigo, yo estoy perdida.
No voy a entrar en detalle.
I'm not going to go into details.
Okay, so it is clear that Erica, Guillermo, and Miss Irina.
It's so funny because I voted for him and I got a few people from different communities because I'm a community person. So I was with him in a few workshops that we went together, and he mentioned to me that he was running for CC. I said, wow, a man. So I spoke to a few friends that I have in different schools, so they can vote for you.
Sí, yo hablé con varias personas para que ellos pudieran votar por usted. Y ahora imagínese. Porque a mí me sorprendió que usted era un hombre.
No, yo no nos conocíamos nosotros antes.
I don't believe that we ever, yes, we never met before.
¿En qué lugar?
And where? ¿Usted se acuerda del taller que se estaba haciendo de mindfulness?
No, que hablaba 346. 340. Yes.
En la 340.
We were there, probably it was like what, 6 Wednesdays in a row?
Fue como varios miércoles corridos.
Well, it's clear to me that Erica, Guillermo, and Miss Irina are literally on the board and just against doing any work. I will be putting a complaint on all three of you because you are doing absolutely nothing for our families, for our district, or for the council. And the fact that the three of you are voting no for two members that are willing to put in the work, time, effort, and energy to do the work is absolutely disgraceful. And no, the three of you shouldn't be on that board. The three of you should resign and give it to somebody else because you guys do not deserve to be representing us as a district or our family. Erica needs to stop with the IEP because she is not representing me or my child. The three of you are deliberately trying not to do anything for our families. And it is disgusting, and I will be putting a complaint on the three of you.
De mi tiempo también, porque nosotros y todos los otros miembros están dispuestos a hacer el trabajo y ninguno de ustedes quieren hacer.
Thank you, Melissa, for your comment. This evening, I'm so sorry that you are discouraged and disappointed at some of our council members and my constituents. I'm so sorry that you feel that way. It is frustrating as a council to push this heavy boulder as being one of the biggest districts in New York City Public School, and we cannot get any compliance with our council members to get members on the board. And I just want y'all to know that your actions today has probably discouraged other parents from coming on today, even if they had the nerve to even think about coming on the council. They might think twice because you might vote no or abstain because for whatever reason that is. And that's just being fair, and that is just the fact of the matter. I would also like to point out on the record that Erica Gonzalez, she left early, but she did email stating that she was leaving early. It is now 9:30. Maria, she has a comment in the chat or online right now.
Who has a comment? Ms. Villalobos' hand is up.
Yes.
Hi, thank you. Thank you again. This has been the second time that I have to make a comment on a public setting. And it really is just like you mentioned, Ms. Bernita Parson and Madam President, this is a disgrace. This really opens up to, do we want to be involved? Do we want to do the work that we signed up for? Are we really here to support our families and our students? What are we doing, right? And that is the real question. What are you doing? Not directly to you, I'm talking as a whole as a council. What is CET 10 has done since the beginning of the term in June? I'm sorry to say, but nothing has been accomplished because of those three individuals that only see for what is good for them and in their eyes, advocating for other parents who clearly don't want or have the desire to continue to be on this council that have had to get removed. In every single meeting, this is always a repetitive comment. Clearly, there needs to be more training on the roles and responsibilities. It needs to, these individuals really need to invest their time and effort into learning the process and going through their bylaws that were created for a reason, to really educate themselves about what this position is to do and how it is to support. It is certain to see this since June, when two members of the district continue to come into this meeting. And by the way, it is on record. You could clearly see that I have attended every single meeting, because I have to fill out a form. And I have done way more than that. Not only coming to CEC 10 meetings, but attending different events for the district, collaborating with different schools and different positions and different roles. Yet I still hear it. And everybody said, Maria, what is happening? I don't have answers for you. I don't know what they're thinking. But clearly, the desire and the want to really support who they say their people, it's not there. Something needs to give, and everyone in the council and everyone in FACE and the New York City Department of Education needs to hold every single body accountable for the wrongdoing, the words, the racism, the discrimination, and everything else that has been mentioned in the past couple of meetings. So this must be addressed wherever and however. If the news needs to get involved, that will be the next step. All I'm saying is really think about the position that you have right now. Look at those bylaws, educate yourself, and really get it together.
Can I make a comment, please?
Yeah, we have one public comment. Yeah, you want to let him go first? Let her go? Okay, thank you, sir.
I'll keep it short. I just want to make this very short comment. As a former elected parent member and a current Bronx Borough President's appointee, Erica Gonzalez, who has been a member of this council for several years, have decided to choose to leave the meeting at a previous meeting. This has been the second time. Now we do not have 7 members on the council to make quorum, to actually officiate this meeting to be official and to actually conduct business and to actually vote. This is appalling to say that I've been sitting here for almost 3 hours and act of childish is like unbelievable. We have done nothing of business. We haven't even passed a resolution for class size reduction. And just to listen to people who've been elected by members of the community, but yet do nothing, and then vote no for 2 candidates that were present both meetings, last month and this meeting, and have served and wants to serve on this council desperately and wants to represent well for the community, and yet we're sitting here, you can't do nothing for the rest of the night, which is like less than 20 minutes, right? The building has to be closed. So I just want to make that comment, and again, last meeting, the borough president of the Bronx, Vanessa Gibson, was sitting right here. Our panel for educational policy representative for the Bronx, Tom Shepherd, was here, and our candidates and the public was here. And for all of us on behalf, the ones that want to bring these 2 candidates on board, we are just baffled. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for patiently waiting.
Thank you.
Yes.
I can count on my hand how many people are in the audience. We should have a lot more people here. My comments are as simple as 5 words. Conduct detrimental to the team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I hope each of our council members meditate what was been said today between the 2 months and take in consideration of probably the consequences after this meeting. We have no control of that. We did have our face specialist online this evening to see what had happened today, why we couldn't vote on the 2 applicants. Hopefully there are more applicants that are desiring to be on the council and we could do our voting process. It is now 9:37. I want to thank everybody online who participated. Can someone please make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 9:37?
The meeting at 9:37, calendar.
Thank you so much, calendar meeting. Can someone second that?
I second.
Okay, thank you, Amy being silent. It's been second. Thank you, everyone online. Thank you so much for participating. We have a couple of more minutes. We have, yet again, we can't do our business meeting, which is very sad. I'm gonna go really quickly, do a roll call. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yes, I just don't know how many minutes we have left.
We'll have time.
Oh, we have time. Thank you. Okay, roll call. Emma.
Present.
Irina. Michelle. Renita, present. Amy Sai.
Present.
Guillermo.
Present.
Catherine Mueller.
Present.
Okay. Let's do, it is now 9:38. Let's hear the treasurer's report. Let's hear what's cooking in the kitchen with the finances.
Everyone received a copy. All I want is a vote.
Oh, nice. Nice. Everyone received a copy. Yes, let's vote quickly. Someone make a motion.
I motion to adopt the current budget for business meeting. I second the motion.
Thank you so much, council members, to adopt this financial treasurer's report. Let's move forward. Thank you so much. Can we do class resolution? This has been emailed to everybody, and we had our representative come on, Ms. Leone, come on in regards to class sizing. The law has been passed. Parents, we did our part. So now council members, let's do our part. We are in agreement with this resolution. I read it. I'm always in an agreement with the resolution that was here and the presentation. Someone please, make this move.
I
Yes.
make a motion that we adopt this resolution moving forward.
Moving forward. Someone seconds that.
Second, Michelle Hayes, second.
Thank you so much. Class sizing in schools. The resolution, we have
I
a,
heard a motion prior to that on the budget. That also happened.
oh, that's also,
Did a roll call vote?
no, we did not.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm asking.
Okay. Let's quickly do a roll call for the treasurer's report. Emma Alada. Irina DeBonis. Michelle Hayes. Bernita Parsons, yes. Amy B. Guerrero Vasquez. And Catherine Wheeler. Okay, and now a roll call for the resolution. No one has any questions. We did the resolution for the COVID-19 funding. That was excellent. Roll call for class sizing. Emma Alada. Irina DeBonis. Michelle Hayes.
Agree.
Bernita Parsons, yes. Amy May.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Guerrero Vasquez. And Catherine Wheeler. Thank you so much. Thank you. But for those two voting processes, I'm going to speak quickly in regards to our last event of the year, which is the emergency. We have AM Park Neighborhood School. We have invited schools. We invited the schools that was suggested. I asked the council members what schools should we request. I received one, and we moved forward, and those invitations were sent out April 4th to those individual schools. If anyone is interested, to those schools that we invited, we're just waiting for the answers, and we're doing follow-up. Our AA, Lauren Gaskin, she's doing that for us so kindly. It's still happening, and I know it's right upon us. I know some people probably like, Bree, this council is not gonna make it happen, but I tend to disagree. Whether we participate or not as a council, it is going to happen. I know we did some subcommittees. We had a cleanup crew. Can we go over that cleanup crew really quickly? Who wants to participate and set it up? Let me say that, set up. Any setup volunteers, we're gonna solidify that today. So we have a setup committee, which would be also the cleanup committee. Yes, we also have someone sitting at the front, which would be our sign-in sheet. Okay, so we already have said that before, sign-in with Michelle Haynes.
I thought we had it all decided once. Like all these decided.
We had all the, I know Erica was here, I'm not too sure if everyone was here. I just want us to refresh it again, because I'm gonna send emails, I get 1 or 2 answers, nobody don't give me no feedback. So since we here, let's just make sure it's happening. On the program, I'm going to email how the program would look and the outline of that program. For all of us to participate in. It's going to be showcasing the students of District 10, especially the participating students of District 10. And I just want us to come out and have a good time. And we need the Tony Award winning actress to come back and do that. I like the band too. The band, that's like School of Rock, what do we, I don't understand, I don't know, maybe I'm in a different world or something, but, okay, I'm just gonna put the whole council for setup and cleanup, and we all agree to get there early. It does start at 12 o'clock, and I was deciding that we all get there by 9 a.m. Yeah, I know, but you know, CP time, we probably get there at 10. And then we'll move forward. I'll let y'all know what the program looks like. I'll let you know what's happening, because our next meeting will be at InTech. I believe that's May 19th, if I'm correct. No, not May 19th, because that's the Bronx Parade. Jeez, I'm correct.
The third is.
Yeah, the 28th. That's after, yes, it is after Memorial Day. Yes, May 28th at InTech High. Ooh, that's gonna be fire. If anybody else have anything else to say? No. Okay. If all hearts and minds are good, someone make a motion to adjourn. It is now 9:46.
This meeting, 9:46.
And Amy seconds that motion. Thank you so much, everyone online. It is called Emerge NC. I know we need an emergency here on the council, but District 10 don't need an emergency. We hope to see you there. The flyer has been sent. If you want to see the flyer or anything else, please hit up CC10 on Facebook. I don't understand why we're not on there. We're on there for everything else. Please get on your social media account and do something, put a blue sign, I don't care, on our Facebook account, and then you would get all the information that's needed from our council. Thank you so much. I'm dropping the mic. Good night. Buenas noches.
Okay. Thank you.